Bill again. So I'm back for math. Or if you haven't done reading, good morning. I don't know which one. But we're going to continue in our time packet. So we're just going to go to the very next page that we have finished on from yesterday. So this one, it just says circle the time. So we're simply just going to look at this and circle the time. Okay, I'm just going to do a few with you, a couple pages with you, and then you're going to do the rest of the packet by yourself today. Okay, so this one says circle the time. So here my choices are 4:30, 6:30, or 4 o'clock. So when I look at this clock, I know that it says 4:30 because I know my hour hand is in between the 4 and the 5, so it's still in the 4 house. And when my minute hand is down to the 6, I know that's 30. So I'm going to go ahead and circle 4:30. Okay, let's look at number 2. So circle our time. So my hour hand is in between the 2 and the 3, so it's still in the 2 house. My minute hand is down to the 6, which means 30. So it's 2:30. Okay, here my hour hand is in between the 5 and the 6, so it's still in the 5 house. And then it's what? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Because remember, you count by 5s. So I'm going to circle that it is 5:30. Okay, so this is our other language in our math stuff, which is that half past. So I'm going to say, okay, my minute hand is down to the 6, so it's halfway around the clock or half past the hour. Okay, and which hour is that? My hour hand is in between the 3 and the floor, so I know it's in the 3 house. So it's going to say half past 3. So I'm going to circle that bottom one that says half past 3. Okay, this middle one, I can see that the minute hand is halfway around the clock or half past the hour. And which hour is that? If my hour hand is in between the 5 and the 6, then I know it's still in the 5 house. So it's going to be half past 5. Okay, this one, it says half past again. So I know it's halfway around my clock or half past the hour. And what hour is that? Well, I look at my hour hand, it's in between the 1 and the 2. So it's still in the 1 house. So it's going to say half past 1. Okay, down here, what time does my clock say? So my hour hand is in between the 3 and the 4. So I know it's still in the 3 house. The minute hand is to the 6, so I know it's 3:30. Okay, here, my hour hand is in between the 1 and the 2, so then I know it's still in the 1 house, and then my minute hand is down to the 6, which I know means 30. So it's 1:30. Okay, this one, we have my hour hand is in between the 2 and the 3, so it's still in the 2 house. My minute hand is down to the 6, so I know that's 2:30. Okay, so your page should look like mine. We just did that page together. So we're talking about how to tell time to the half hour. All right, go ahead and flip your page. This next page is going to be a graph. So it's going to show us different people's bedtimes. Some of these bedtimes are really late. I hope they're not yours. Okay, but we have some bedtimes and we have different people that go to bed at different time. So this is the time that they go to bed. So we have 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and 11 o'clock. I hope nobody is going to bed this late. But here at the bottom, it's what time people are going to bed. Okay, so we have Candy, Sam, Ann, Joy, Bill, Don, Kim, and Kate. Up here is my title that says bedtime. So this is showing what time they go to bed. Okay, so if I go down here, it says, what time did I go to bed? So if I look at these different people, this first one says Dawn. So what time does Dawn go to bed? So I'm going to find Dawn, and I'm going to go up to his graph. Where is he going to bed at? He's going to bed at 9 o'clock. So I'm going to come down here, and remember, my hour goes before the colon. My 00 goes after. So Dawn is going to bed at 9 o'clock at night. Okay, to me, if that's a first grader, that's kind of late. But maybe it's an adult, so I don't know. I can't say anything. Okay, let's look at the next person. The next person is Bill. Bill goes to bed the latest. This is crazy. So if I go up Bill, what time does Bill go to bed? Bill goes to bed at 10 o'clock. Holy moly. So remember, my hour is 10, so it's going to be 10 in front of the colon and then 00 after. So 10 o'clock. All right, let's look at Anne. What time does Anne go to bed? So I'm going to find Anne. I go up, and hers is 7 o'clock. I think that's a pretty good time for a first grader, between 7 and 8 probably. So I'm going to put the 7 in front, 00 behind to show 7 o'clock. Okay, let's look at Joy. What time does Joy go to bed? She goes to bed at 8 o'clock. So I'm going to write 8 in front, 00 behind the colons to show 8 o'clock. So my minutes. Okay, look at Kate. So Kate's way down here. Kate goes to bed at what time? 9 o'clock. So we're going to put our 9 in front of the colon, our 00 after, because remember, o'clock means 00. It's just starting the hour. Okay, let's look at Kim. So Kim is going to bed at 9 o'clock. So again, we're going to put the 9 and then 00. Okay, Candy. If I look at Candy, Candy's going to bed at 8 o'clock. I think that's a pretty good time too. So 8 o'clock, 8, 0, 0. Okay, Sam, what time did Sam go to bed? Sam also went to bed at what time? 8 o'clock. So now this is going to help us with looking at how to read our graph. Okay, so this one just says who went to bed at 8 o'clock. We just have to write their names. So if I look across my list, who went to bed at 8 o'clock? Well, I can see Joy went to bed at 8 o'clock if I look here. Or if I look here, I could also go across here and say, okay, here's my 8 o'clocks. Who were those people? Okay, so Joy is one of them. So capital J because it's her name. O-Y. I can see that Candy went to bed at 8 o'clock. So I'm going to go capital C, A-N-D-Y. And then last we have Sam going to bed at 8 o'clock. So S-A-M. And I can look here. Joy, Candy, Sam. Okay, then right down here it says, what time do you go to bed? So down here you're going to fill in what time you go to bed. Okay, I usually, not always, but I usually try to be in bed by 9 o'clock for me as an adult. That's not too bad. That's actually probably kind of early for some parents. Okay, so around 9 o'clock. All right, let's look at the next page. So on this page, you guys are going to put the hands on the clock. So this is all going to be our telling time to our half hour. So 11:30, 6:30, 7:30. So all you're doing is just drawing the hands to show me what time it is. Okay, on the next page, you're going to do the same thing. Okay, so put the hands on the clock for that half hour. Half hour was harder for us than an hour, so that's why I want you guys to really practice this. And remember, the big thing I'm looking for is like when I do 2:30, my my hour hand is going to be in between the 2 and the 3. Then my minute hand is down to the 30. And remember, my minute hand touches. Okay? So the big thing that we had a hard time with was making sure we got it in between. Because remember, as the minute hand moves, the hour hand slowly moves from the hour it was in to the next hour. So make sure you're doing that as you're writing these on your page. Okay? The next page, it just says circle the time. So what time does the clock say? Some of them are going to be 1/2 and some of them are going to be that 30. And then the very last page is just draw the hands again. This one should be really easy because this is to the O clock, which we were a lot better at. Okay, we didn't do as many O clocks in our packet just because that one was easier for us than the 30. Okay, so just draw your hands on the clock. So I want your parents to turn in those last 4 pages that you're doing on your own for me. Okay, so you're doing page 15, 11, 12, and 48. And I know those aren't really in order or anything like that, but basically just the last 4 packets in your pages. The very, very last page is that clock if yours is still in there and you haven't done that. But that's a good way for you guys to practice time if you haven't. Cut those out and move them around and kind of practice telling time. Okay? All right, the very, last thing that I want you to do with me in math is you're going to go back to that addition page. So yesterday you did set A. Okay, if you turn in your book, in your packet, you're going to turn your page and flip it. You're going to be on set B. So I want you to do the same thing you did yesterday. And what you're going to notice is it's going to be a lot of the same problems. But as we get further in the packet, it's going to get harder. And I can tell you that we probably won't get through all of this during our school time. But this would be something really good to keep doing over the summer. And there's a subtraction one too that would be really good to work into as well. I think if you know your addition facts first, that's great. And then moving into your subtraction and trying to get those memorized, it will really help you as you go up in math. Okay, so if you remember, your mom is going to, or dad, your parent, whichever one, is going to just say these problems around to you, and you're just going to practice them for about 2 to 3 minutes, even if you're going more than once around the circle, because that's just getting it in your memory as best as you can. Okay, so your parent is saying 1 plus 4, and your answer is 5. 4 plus 1, 5. 1 plus 5, 6. 5 plus 1, 6. Okay, so your parent's giving you the problem, you're verbally giving the answer. Okay, again, 2 to 3 minutes of just kind of going around, and if you go more than once, that's okay. The whole point is to get these in your head. The more you do it, the better you become at just being able to say them, okay? And to remember them in your head without having to use your fingers or counters or number lines or things like that, okay? Then, once you've done that for a couple of minutes with your parents, you're going to go ahead and do the writing part for the 1 minute test, okay? And I know it says test, don't get worried about it. I just want to see what you can do and how well you can do that with your thing. So here, you're just going to, so your parents will start the timer, say ready, go, and then you're just going to do the problems. 5 plus 1 is 6, 1 plus 4 is 5, 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4, 2 plus 1 is 3, and then you're just going to keep going for your minute. When you're done with a minute, just see where you're at. Again, guys, this isn't a test. This is just me trying to get you to work on your facts, okay? Because remember, it's really important to try and get our facts as much as we can in our head, and we start with really easy ones, okay? So I want you to do that set B in there, and this was in the packet that your parents picked up for me, I think. I'm pretty sure. It might have been the one I sent home. I can't remember, but you should have it at home. There should be an addition one and a subtraction one, and I want you to be working on the addition one right now, okay? So we're just working on those facts, just quick, and seeing how well you can do in 1 minute, okay? Don't forget your 20 minutes of Redbird. I am still looking at those. I look into those each week to see who's doing it and how you guys are doing. And then don't forget that Flipgrid in reading, and also your Flipgrid for your ocean project. And just remember, it's kind of a fun place for us to see what you guys did and see what you learned. And we'll kind of share that, and it's really fun to see each other's, and you guys can comment on each other's as long as it's on topic and it doesn't become a chat area, okay? So you can kind of send them a little reply saying great job or whatever as we go through. All right, you guys have a good day, and we will talk to you later. Thanks, bye.